Hey, it's Dr. Dale with 5 reasons why, after the death of a loved one, small day to day problems can just seem so big, And this usually happens like right after you've lost that loved one, a few months. But some people, it's whenever. So I don't want to put a time frame on that. But the problems that you would have normally just kind of dealt with and moved on just seem so big. And that leads me to number one. Sometimes you're all of a sudden flooded with emotions after the little small problem happens during that day, and you don't know why it's so big. Why does it feel so heavy? And that leads me to number two. You have that big cry, and I'm not talking like a little, it's this sobbing cry, like the end of the world. All of this is related to grieving and the loss that you just experienced. And that leads me to number three. Feels like your world is just dark. Those problems, you can have one good day and then that small problem happens the next day, and it just seems like the world is dark because those problems happened. And that leads me to number four. You feel depressed emotions. As soon as that, it could be something at work and it just didn't go right, and you just go to your car and you feel depressed and you let out that big cry. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you've experienced this. And that leads me to number five. It just seems like the end of the world, and it's just a small problem. Like somebody said you didn't send something to the right place, or your email was incorrect, or somebody let you down at work, and all of a sudden you're just a big puddle of tears, a big puddle of dark, depressed emotions. And all of this is usually what I've seen during therapy is tracked back to, you're dealing with the loss of that loved one, that parent, and anything just sets that off. So just remember that when you're grieving. And sometimes it could be over 10, 15, 20 years and it still happens. So I don't want to put a time limit on there. If you're praying for everybody who's lost anyone, and if you're struggling with this, please seek a therapist so they can help you maneuver